Testing 1, 2. 1, 2.
Hey, you people. Hey, you people. Dígame algo bueno. Dígame algo bueno. Todo bien, tranquilo, todo bien. Let's talk after. No, you go ahead. You do what you gotta do.
Good evening, everyone. I thank each and every one of you for coming out tonight. I don't want to hold you long because we know that it's going to be some inclement weather. So I want to get you guys in and out. Thank you very, very much for taking time for coming out for this special meeting. I'm going to ask that everybody give yourself a hand clap for their quorum. Thanks again. This special meeting was called tonight because we have to vote on the City of Yes. Thank you. We have to vote on the City of Yes text amendment, and we have to vote before February the 15th. I know the 2832 Linda Boulevard piece with DCP. We went out and we toured that location. However, they said that the deadline closed, so the work that we did was not acknowledged. So we're going to send something to them anyway, just so we can be on record. But I want to make sure that we go on record for City of Yes with changing the text amendment of East New York, Cypress Hills, parts of Brownsville. So that's the reason for this meeting tonight. I'm going to call the meeting to order. 6:52. Thank you. Calling the meeting to order at 6:52. And this is for the City of Yes opportunity. The facts is going to be presented. I make a motion that you accept. I'll accept the motion from you. Will Fredo make the motion? And a second by Miss Bright, Mother Bright. Board member roll call. Good evening, everyone. This one is roll call. Okay. Deborah Ack. Present. Jessica Bailey. Elmo Burkell. Nydia Bonfant. Vivian Bryant. Charles Bullock. Good evening. Natasha Cherry Perez. Good evening. Juan Colon. Good evening. How are you? Sherry Edwards. Tahir Eugene. Good
evening. Miguel Feliciano, how are you? Angus Fisher. Angus Fisher. Okay, thank you. Oh, Mr. Rosachman. Okay. Wilfredo Florentino is here. Jessica Franco. Odessa Finn. Ara Goodwin. Lisa Guerrero. Good evening. How are you? Gregory Ingram. Suzanne Jacobs. Good evening. Ro Johnson. Good evening. Grace Jones Roberts. Alice Rowe, present here. Okay. Andretta Mitchell. Leslie Mullen Fields. Luz Perez. Kelly Pierre. Good evening. Evelyn Pugh. Alberto Ramos. Stephanie Reeder. Good evening. Vincent Riggins. Mrs. Riggins, how are you? Jimmy Rivera. Good evening. Diana Ross. Boris Santos. Abdul Sattar. Albert Scott Jr. Good evening. How are you? Joyce Scott Rayboard. How are you? Isaiah Thomas. Good evening. Marsha Thorne. Good evening. Dr. Sheila Tomlin. Muhammad Paul Tumor. Muhammad, how are you? Luz Torres. Good evening. Monique Wallace. Good evening. Gina Watson present. Hazel Worley. Adam Zeman. Good evening. And I don't know if this is a name on the bottom. Johnson. Oh, okay. Okay, thank you. Yeah, yes. How many? This is 27.
Thank you. 27, so we may call. I just wanted to say tonight was supposed to be public safety, quality of life meeting. I asked them could they move their meeting to another day because we needed to get our answer on record before February 15th. The reason for that is because, like I said, I don't want CB5's response to not go on record. The borough president's office, they had their meeting last week, and they voted no as well. So a lot of our community boards have voted no for this text amendment change. But I just want to make sure we go on record, whether it's yay or nay, but I want to make sure we go on record. There is a rule, which is through the charter, that we must give 72 hours in advance for a public meeting. And that is why you guys want to pause on Friday. I just wanted to bring this so that everybody can see it, that it is a part of the charter, and I am sorry for the inconvenience, but it had to be done. I actually thought about other days during the week. I know Wednesday is Valentine's Day, and I took in consideration that people, have families and loved ones, husbands and wives, and that's the reason why Wednesday wasn't there. So with that being said, I want to move real quickly with this. The fact sheet is here. Ms. Perkins is going downstairs to print out some. I don't know if you guys brought yours in or not. But the first proposal that they were asking for feedback on was to reactivate the storefronts. To simplify district types, small scale production, loading docks, upper floor commercial, use terms, urban agriculture, life science, nightlife, amusement, home occupation, streetscape, auto repair, micro distribution, campus commercial, corner stores, better waiver process, new law style district, and that was the 18 proposals that's on this worksheet. I'm gonna open the floor up to public comments, and then afterwards we'll go into our vote. So, speak up. Is there the public speak? I have one. Gina Watson. Whoever's going to call the public speaking, and then we'll go into our portion of the vote.
For the people that would like to speak this evening, Mr. Joseph Velasquez.
Yeah, there.
Did you want to speak? No? Okay, thank you. Christopher Leon?
Yeah, right here.
You want to
Can
speak?
you take? Can you not do it? Can you take video, please? Please, like try to get to. Just don't. Yes.
Got it? Hey, what's up, everybody? My name is Christopher Leon Johnson. I live in the 41st district, councilman district, but I know I'm neighboring district in the 42nd district. This is my opinion. This is not, you guys have to make a decision with this as board members. I'm against the city of Yes. This is a bad plan. This is all about developers and big businesses. We have to ask, where is our council members at? Where is Councilman Sandy Nurse? Where is Councilman Christopher Banks? We all know about Christopher Banks. Christopher Banks is down with developers. So he's going to be for the city, yes. But you members that can vote on this project need to vote no for the city, yes. This is a bad idea. If your council member is for this project, you need to vote them out. This is all about a land grab. Another majority of people that live in this community board, this community board area, they cannot afford this rent. They cannot afford this. The rents are going to go high. This is all about appeasing the Yimpies. I know majority of people here are against Yimpyism. This is all about appeasing Yimpy. This is all about appeasing the developers, because the developers, they drive a lot of money into this concept. All this is about is giving the ability to all these businesses to do what they want to do without public input. That's all they want to do. People gotta wake up to what's going on in this district. You're a community board. I live in community board 8, but we voted no for community board. We voted no for city yes. Our community board chair, I Bernstone, she voted no for the city yes. You people here at community board 5, you do the same thing and vote no for the city yes. I understand that in this community board, you have Councilman Sandy Nurse, you have Councilman Christopher Banks. They act like they put you guys because they raise their fist, but and both of those two are in the pockets of the developers. That's why when we was at the community of Brooklyn Borough Board, which is last week, and on the Brooklyn Borough President's website, they abstained from the vote. You want to know why they abstained from the vote? Because they're for the vote. They don't want to tell you the hard truth, which is they're for the city yes. You people gotta, I know you people are not really rhetorical, but you have to watch for the thing called Labor Strong 2023, Labor Strong 2021, and Labor Strong 2025, and Jobs for New York. Both of those councilmen, Sandy Nurse and Christopher Banks, are down with developers, the ACT, the Hotel Trades Commission, the Carpenters, the Nerds BJ, Local 79, DC 37, they all are behind this plan because they get paid a lot of money from developers to sell you guys out. That's all it's about. I'm sorry about all my time, but the truth is, you guys have to wake up to what's going on with your council members. You guys can start rallying outside their offices. Sandy Nurse's was not that far, it was like 3 blocks up. At 56 Pittsburgh Avenue, you guys can start rallying outside the office and say, look, we need your answer. Are you for the city yes, or you're against the city yes? If you're for the city yes,
Sorry about that. No problem. Thank you, man. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry about that. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, we got my time.
Beyond Reed, please. Beyond Reed. Okay. Jamila? Yes, would you like to speak? Okay, thank you. Felicia Richards? Felicia Richards. Suzanne Jacobs? Okay. Nancy? You have Nancy here? Yes, would you like to speak? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming up. We have 2 minutes per speaker. 2 minutes, please.
Hi, my name is Nancy. Didn't plan to speak. I'm a parent volunteer at Urban Strategies, and I plan on being more involved in this neighborhood of East New York. My mom came from Haiti. She originally lived in East New York, and then moved to Queens, and now I'm back in East New York, and I just want to start a movement called Why Not East New York. Basically, I'm from Queens, and every time I tell someone I live in East New York, they look at me puzzled. They're like, why East New York? And I say, why not East New York? I read an article in 2014, New York Times, hottest real estate, East New York. But if you go on Facebook and you look at memes, they say, any place you don't want to live in New York, Brownsville, East New York. But if you look around, so many people are developing all these things. And for me, I love being in East New York. Not only am I able to educate my kids close to the city, there's activities here, close to Queens. So for me, I'm here to link arms with people who want East New York to be better. I'm here to get educated. I see these buildings being built. I'm like, okay, that's great, but how is it benefiting the people who are here? Can they rent these buildings? Can they afford to stay here? I don't automatically reject everything, but I'm just here to link arms and be with community with you guys.
Thank you so much. Next speaker for 2 minutes, Ms. Ethel Cooks. Thank you. Mr. Miguel, thank you so much. Mr. Miguel Feliciano, would like to speak.
Good evening, everyone. As the gentleman spoke, he gave a lot of information, which is very, very, very valid. My understanding is the last time that a change was made was 60 years ago. And now they're trying to push this on us overnight. Especially the folks that have been here. I've been in this neighborhood since 1968. And I'm also a businessman in the area, so I've seen a lot of the changes that have taken place. As a real estate broker since 1986, I've seen the changes that have taken place. And we stuck it out. A lot of us here have stuck it out, and now we're seeing the benefits of our involvement. So I praise every one of you because you take time, give of your time to make sure that our neighborhood is better. And a lot of you have stayed. A lot of the folks that are here are faithful, and they have stayed here to make a difference. And my recommendation is to say no. Why? Because the residents themselves, you know, like I mentioned before, 60 years, and all of a sudden, now they're going to turn everything upside down. They might have ideas as to the commercial space, and I could see that, but when it comes to residential, this is something that has to be studied. This is something that has to be done gradually, and any changes that are made is to be to our advantage, not to their advantage. And I don't think they have taken everything into consideration when they're making these decisions, and they try to push it on us. And this is why I cannot even understand this. And so I ask you to say no.
Thank you.
I ask you to, okay, All right, in any case, this is, the correct decision is no.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Feliciano. Okay, Mr. Angus Fisher.
Hello, good evening, fellow community members. I'm going to be real short. So I've attended a great deal of City of Yes meetings in person throughout the city, and one of the big concerns that I have is that this is a loaded plan, and I personally feel that this, as well as many others in the city, feel that this should be broken down and it should be passed one by one, not as a whole package deal, because yes, we can speak on the things that we want to see out of these 18 parts of this proposal, but unfortunately, we're not gonna be necessarily heard. Because it's so complex, it's so detailed, every part of this is so detailed. And then it kind of creates a blanket slate for what we want to actually go for, which is not true for every community. We should take it part by part, dissect it, and we should go to our elected officials with the actual changes that need to be made when the time is necessary to make those. If we go ahead and pass this right now, we as a community, we're not financially capable to benefit from the positive things that are gonna come out of this. So speculators are gonna come inside, and they're going to come and take over because they're capable, they have the funds, they have the pot, they have what they need to make it happen. We unfortunately don't, and they're not gonna give us the funds to meet that threshold so that we can be ready to take hold of those things that's gonna come out of this. I'm voting no. I'm not urging anybody to do anything that's outside of their wheelhouse. Understand what you're voting for.
Excellent. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Ms. Deborah Act.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Deborah, community board member and also a member of the COCLT. This community of yes is a definite no. Why? Because as an East New York CLT member, we're fighting for our land. We're fighting to put our land back into our community hands. And with this city of yes, it takes all of that away. When I looked into this proposal, I saw nothing but Pickett Avenue, Pickett Avenue, Pickett Avenue. Why? Because they want to redevelop Pickett Avenue and move us out. If they redevelop Pickett Avenue the way they want to, if the housing costs and the taxes will go up extremely high, and then we'll have more homes for our black and brown people who will be put into a tax lien sale, which we're trying to abolish. But we need to vote no on this. We need to bring our land back into our community, into our community control, so that the community says what they want developed, not what our high-end developers want, because they only looking to fill their pockets. But we want to bring back our land, our housing, back into our community, back into the community hand. And I also believe that this city of yes is trying to push out the votes for community boards. That will never happen. Community boards have been a part of the decisions for Brooklyn throughout New York, and it will always be that way. Please vote no.
Thank you so much. Next speaker, Victoria Calhoun. Okay, thank you. Mr. Albert Scott. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Totally against City of Yes. One prime example, if you look through this 25,000 word report, is the sharing of commercial spaces and residential. Well, Al, what does that mean? It means in apartment A, you have a regular family of 4. Apartment on the same floor, apartment B, you have a jewelry shop. Apartment C, you may have a cannabis shop. That is a quality of life issue because if the family of 4 decide to call the police because of the high foot traffic, is that family of 4 now safe? That's one. Number 2, what Deborah Hack had alluded to, this is simply a program to remove community input and community voice. What they're trying to say is the community voices does not matter. We no longer want the yearbook. We just simply want to build as of right. So I'm encouraging everyone to simply reach out to the council members, join dynamic organizations, and let your voices be heard. And oh, by the way, homeowners, if you don't think this impacts you, let me give you a scenario. I'm not going to touch on the taxes. I'm not going to touch on that. I'm going to touch on this. You have a 2-family home. I'm going to rent out to a regular 4-family member. Oh, to live in. But now they turn that into a barbershop or a beauty salon. Now you said, well, you know, that they have a small business, but does your insurance able to handle that? Some of these entities, whether the jewelry shops, have to deal with hazardous material. I don't know how they're going to dispose of these entities. Do they even have the wherewithal? That's one. The other aspect is the city don't have no enforcement or don't have no monies to follow up to ensure that these mandates are actually taken care of. Vote no for the city is. Thank you for your time.
Excellent, thank you. Very good. Brother Paul Muhammad? Thank you.
Peace and blessings, House of Labor. When you see me from Brother Al, you think alike. But basically, my top note says regulation and enforcement. They can't enforce all they have on the books now. They want to give a blanket overall rezoning of our communities. Let's hit the points. But if you want to go through all 18 points of what I did, please do. But never ask us. You know, they always look at us as black people. We are very emotional. We don't deal with the facts. We know they're doing something to us. We know you're poison us. You know you're killing us. But let's deal with the facts. So number 1, reactivating storefronts. That's competition for housing. That's putting more businesses in your community, in your block, which creates residential and commercial lobby traffic and farm town. Simplified district, like I was saying, is circumventing the board and our voices of our elected officials by simple scale production, creating more traffic in the block, more jewelry, more about your parking out here, things that are going on in the community. Loading docks, again, traffic, quality of life issues, that's for pedestrians and cars. Loading docks in the middle of your block. Upper floor commercial, like Al said, mixed use. And you got commercial going on, but it's going to scale down the people. You can't. Section 8 tenants cannot be in a mixed use like that. When they're on commercial, that's they're ruling you out. They're not thinking with your concerns. Use terms, again, circumvent what you have to say in your community voice. Number 7, agriculture. We make it simple. Weed growing in your apartment. Okay, let's go. Life science. They're talking about medical facilities. How do you dispose of needles and things in the middle of your block? Let's go to number 9. Nightlife. That's quality of life. Next door to your house, they're partying all night. You're in an arcade. You have children staying outside. Home occupation. Again, you're a residential home. You got commercial businesses going in. I'm gonna give you a prime example. I had a residential property. I had somebody put a daycare in. My insurance tripled because of the daycare. Triple. So now you turn around, you can't have these businesses mixed in with residential because your insurance out. Auto repair. Again, quality life, traffic, pedestrian. You got too many cars on the street now. Let's go. Micro distribution. We just go straight in weed. Going in the middle of your block, traffic all night long. Campus commercial, that's dealing with nights. They want to put stores in the night, all that traffic going on, people hang out in front of stores all night, and it takes away the greenery and the community centers. Let's go to the number of corner stores, too many of them now, and where they're selling. All right. Better waiver process. Again, circumventing your process that have a word. People fought and died for they have the right to speak and stand in this community. Stand on what people pay blood. Let's go to number 18. Stop right there. New Norfolk style district. They want to turn this into British Village and downtown. We want manufacturing be manufacturing. When the job will be quick, where the job should be, and we want people to stay with y'all. Assalamu alaikum.
All right, thank you. Very powerful, very powerful.
hear you. Good evening, family. Good evening. How's everybody doing? I'm not going to be redundant nor waste time. We know that we got to vote no. I think Al Scott did a perfect example, so did Brother Paul, and the young man that was up in the room already. The thing that I'm looking at, I want to be cautious of, is that the proposal is so outlandish. Come on now. They got a different agenda than what we think. See, and right now, I've been trying to look at it, because everything is so obviously stupid, that they can't be bringing this in. I asked the guy at the last meeting, I said, you come into our community and want to rebuild the whole community without community input. That's right. So I asked him a question, I said, who do you think is that stupid that's going to give you a blank check to come and do what you want? And the young man said, well, I agree with you. This was, I said, I know you got a job, you got to do what you got to do. And I'm proud of Community Board 5. Yes. And the chair, and each and every one of you, because I know we are audacious enough to stand on the facts and truth. Yeah, like I said, I ain't going to be nothing to talk about that. But there's nothing I want to repeat on the other than say, no. That's the easiest test I had all the time. Right? Listen, algebra classes and all that, you know what I'm saying? You only get 100 when you say, no. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And our last speaker, Mr. Juan Malone.
Yes, say no.
Thank you.
I've been a timekeeper, so I'm make sure I have a timekeeper. So the extra time. Yeah, good evening, everyone. In case anyone who's not too familiar with me, my name is Juan Colon, board member here for the past 2 years. Been living in the area, in the district since 2015, over in the Linden houses. I'm also a member of the Linden Houses Tenant Association, and I'm a community organizer. I've done tenant organizing, other types of organizing as my profession for more than 6-7 years now. So I just wanted to be a representative of like the obvious minority position of voting for yes for this proposal, just for 2 reasons. One, just to make sure that folks know that there's always space for different opinions, for different points of views, even if in a space where there's like a majority of opinions on one way or another. And I just wanted to just say that. And also, even though I'm not a fan of the mayor's administration, I do see value within these proposals. I think there's a lot of good ideas for it. Maybe the way that they're going about it is not correct, or there's definitely more ways to go about it. You know, like for instance, speaking that I'm a NYCHA resident, there was a proposal 15 was about the campus commercial. That's specifically about residents, like NYCHA residences, and I'm for spaces to be, you know, spaces that can be used for businesses within the, within NYCHA. I'm gonna wrap it up. But but basically, there's tweaks and ideas that there can be ways to make this a better, more robust proposal. And I just wanted to just let y'all know that. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Malone.
I'm sorry, we have one more speaker. Mr. Isaiah Thomas.
Good evening, y'all. How you doing? So I want to say that I'm going to be voting no. Just to speak on what Mr. Warren said, there are some good elements, but the way they presented it, they're like trying to rush it. Zoning code hasn't changed for over 60 years, and they're trying to have us like make a decision in a month or 2 weeks. They didn't get any input from us. None this time to come back, their suggestions. I'm a real estate broker. I sell commercial real estate throughout New York, Bronx. This like gives gives a landlord opportunity to hold back units, keep it vacant, so they can like redevelop it and get commercial tenants. It's gonna be so many domino effects. We'll run through a lot of it, but the plan is sound. I say let's say no. Let's come with a better plan. Let's do it later down the line and do it correctly. Because like this is zoning. This is like quality of life. This is our kids' futures. So yeah, that's what I said. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other comments? Mr. Will Florentino, you want to speak? Okay.
Mr. Say that again. Oh, okay. You want to be recognized? So one question, one minute. I just wanted to say to you guys when you're ready to go to vote. However, when DCP was here for the special on February 5th, they spoke about monitoring, which is on the bottom floors, trying to stores and things of that nature. And I said to them on record that doesn't fit this community. It doesn't fit Brownsville, East New York, you know, pink houses, Cypress Hill, Linden Plazas, you know, something like that. It's not a one-size-fits-all, you know, as they're looking to make it be. So that was something that was that was something that I said to DCP. You know, it can't be a one-size-fits-all that, because in Manhattan, it might work for them in Manhattan because they have that kind of space. Here in East New York and Cypress and Brownsville, we don't have that. I just want to go over a few things which are their goals, which I just want to read for the record, and then I'll entertain a motion so that we can have our vote.
Before you make the motion, I just want to make a statement. And
Mother Brown, who is our oldest member, whenever she asks to speak, longest serving member, longest serving member.
Right.
Whenever she asks to speak, she's going to speak.
That's right.
when you talk about commercial and resident, a good example for us to look at is Gateway. All those beautiful homes and all those empty stores on the bottom. Who is renting those stores? Nobody. Why? The rent's too high. And so we don't know what's going to happen. You can't. We've been fooled so much in this world. We've had people come in and promise us this, that, and the other, and we end up, it's not for us. And like you said this moment, this plan may be good for some people, but it's not good. If you take each one apart, if they want to do a project, it might work in some of the issues that they have. But to do this blanket, and we know what they do when they do blanket stuff, you get any and everything but what you really want. And to have, I've been in East New York over 60 years. There's no place like East New York.
That's right.
You can go from the Bronx, you can be in Queens, New York, anyway, this is the best transportation area in the country. And every time I get angry, when we did Gateway 1, I was part of it, and they told us we couldn't get an Outback Steakhouse. We wasn't ready for it. And at the end of the year, Gateway was the most profitable mall on the East Coast. And then they came back with, they gave us Boulder Creek. And that's part of Outback. And I was furious. I would prefer Boulder Creek over Outback. But we were looking for names of stores to come into our community. We worked hard to get Gateway in. And they said, I told them, we know how to shop. Nobody spends money better than Black and Hispanic and people of color. We know how to spend money. And we spend money that we don't even have and they know. And that's why one thing, I'm sorry to say this, but I have to. A lot of our problems is from the banks.
Come on.
How can we and then they charge them a large interest. As long as you're paying that high interest, somebody who can afford it is paying 1 or 2%, and those of us who can't afford it is paying 27 and 30% for the same thing. So the bank is messing us up, and we have other things coming in, and you have to be on top of this. You know, and they want to change the rule for community boards. They don't want you here long. I got my letter, they want you to leave from the community board. And I go to meetings more than a lot of people they place. So it's not about that. They're talking about they're going to put you now on term limits. Term limits is taking away your rights. I never like term limits for anything. If I like you, you stay in. If I don't like you, I vote you out. But don't tell me you're going to leave. You got to leave when your time is up. Your time is up when you ain't doing nothing. And we need to look at all of our elected officials. We don't have a Charles Barron here anymore to keep the houses from the rent, so that we can have the rent that our people can afford. So we're going to have to be vigilant. Right. We're going to have to look at what's happening when people come in, they come into land use. If you cannot make it affordable for our residents, we don't want it. We're not going to be like all the other communities that's coming up, having our people pushed over and pushed out. But if we're not alert, on top of stuff, and working together, that's going to happen.
Come on.
Thank you, Madam President. After that, all you can do is not quiet.
No.
Wait, Brother Paul. I just wanted to read this officially so that they can't say we didn't do it by the book. The City of Yes for Economic Opportunity, their goals. The first goal was to make it easier for businesses to find space and grow. So they set the lift barriers so businesses can be closer to their customers. So that's the goal number 1. Goal number 2 was boost growing industries to reduce obstacles for new types of businesses. Goal number 3, enable more business-friendly streetscapes. Deliver active, safe, and walkable streets for businesses and residents. The last goal was the 4th one was to create new opportunities for businesses to open. To establish new zoning tools to boost jobs, growth, and business expansion. So that is the City of Yes that they're proposing for East New York, which is CB5. I'm going to acknowledge well, City of Yes for the whole entire city. I'm going to acknowledge Board Member Wilfredo Florentine.
I make a motion that we vote no.
Rose seconded. So, all the question, is there any questions to the motion?
Discussion?
Any discussion?
Oh, you made a motion, you seconded it?
He made the motion, Rose seconded.
All right, so discussion.
Any discussion? Rose Johnson. Lewis.
I just wanted to we were going to discuss the ones that we want to add specific to basically know what exactly about it we do not want. I know that we spoke about majority of them to vote no for, but there are 1 or 2 that we can make adjustments to. Not vote yes, but we can make adjustments to acknowledge that. For example, the reactivate storefronts. I do not think it's a terrible one. It just has to stay within C1 and C2, just to allow them to be able to rent the spaces that have been empty for more than 2 years. And that's standard across the board. I don't think that's a bad proposal. And then in the others, I think we are clear that it should be no, but we want to make sure that we have the recommendations to make sure that those adjustments are made to those that we feel needs to be like put on the record what we're doing.
So that means that we will be making an amendment to the motion. From what Luz is saying, she's saying that she would like to not say, we're saying no, but she said that there is some items in there that we should explore. Yeah, with the stipulation. So we're gonna go back to the worksheets that we gave everybody, right? We asked that everybody fill those worksheets out. So in those worksheets, that will be added with our no or yes vote. So that this way we don't have to make an amendment to the motion. We can keep the motion as it is and just add whatever you have to add on with this questionnaire, as long as we give it to the district office tonight.
Madam Chair, I believe there has to be a second to that amendment, which there was none.
But we're not gonna amend it. We're not gonna amend it.
So we're discussing the original motion that was second.
Yes, we discussed the original motion. That was second by roll.
So that was, we're not acting on that suggestion at all. Martina, you got me.
She can make another motion. Yeah.
There was a motion made and second. And then we'll go over for discussion. Anything outside of that has to be an amendment. Amendment period. And that amendment has to have a second. If there's no second, there's no further discussion. And I believe we should just go with the process and then know the whole thing. Because the test, part of what they're doing, they got some hidden agendas built in there that they think you're going to go through. That's all they want to see. They want to see if you're going to work, you're going to wait, or you're not. We need to just say no, let them go back to the drawing board, and come back with something that's good. All that talk about, oh, well, you're going to go with a little piece of it, you're going to take a little piece of this, they know you're not intellectually ready for this.
Right. So what we're gonna do is, I'm gonna acknowledge you after the vote, Board Member Jacobs. What we're going to do is, anyone that has anything that they would like to add along with what we voted, either we voted it up or down, it will be included when we send our submission to DCP through the portal and through our resolution. Okay, so.
What was the motion again? I'm lost now.
We got a motion though.
Because even if you submit that with something else, they're gonna still fill in whatever it is that they want.
Right, they will fill it in, but it depends on how we vote. It depends on how we vote. So right now, I'm gonna call a motion to the vote. Okay? So all in favor of no to the city of yes, say aye. Aye.
Any opposed?
Any opposed? Any abstentions? One, and Susan Jacobs.
2 abstentions, that's it.
Anybody else?
That's it.
The noes have it. Thank you, everybody. Good night.